Hey, this is Mike over at Captain Positivity.
Thank you for calling. This is Call Center Kevin.
Everybody, welcome to another episode of the Outsourcing Guys. And Kevin?
Yes, Mike.
I was recently at a trade show in Orlando. And a lot of small to mid-sized business owners. And man, one of the common themes that I heard from people was like, dude, how do I get more hours in the day? And a light just went off in my head. It was boom. I was like, well, I've had a VA. Obviously, we have a company that do VAs. But for myself personally, I had a VA forever. I'm like, God, I forget of how many things I have that VA doing to save time and energy for myself. So if you want to get 8 hours more in a day, we've got a small list of things that might help you.
Let's break it down. And you've been working with them so long that it becomes second nature. You don't even realize that they're doing things for you anymore. And here you are gaining these extra hours. So let's break it down. We've got 3 things that VAs can help with to help you get those hours. So number 1, being tasks that are repetitive, that take time. Number 2, being projects you have always wanted to do. And number 3, being calendar management. So let's break it down with you, Mike. What are some of the tasks that your VA are doing for you that have been repetitive, but kind of tedious and take you away from some higher level things?
Yep. So I've got a small publishing company here in Richardson, Texas, and I've got my VA for the repetitive task of whenever I close out an issue, I've got to send out invoices. I've got to charge credit cards. I've got to apply payments. I've got to send out statements to people. These are all things that are repetitive for customers that have been with us for a while or been with me for a while. And like, for example, charging credit cards could take half a day. And it's not that I have my VA going in, putting in the credit card number. It's all in a gateway. So they don't have access to any of the credit card numbers or anything like that. They just have access to, hey, here's my spreadsheet of what needs to be charged, what the amount is, and have them do that for me. And it's been great. It's been glorious, Kevin. Glorious.
Yeah. Liberating. And some of the things too we hear is like, oh, it takes so much time to train people up to do things for me that it's just easier to do it myself and everything. But those are things, everything you just hit on right there. I know this because I may have worked with you a little bit on some of this stuff, but you can write a process flow because it's a standard, there's not much variation. Another thing is you can record videos of where you log in and what button to click to go and charge a credit card and things like that. So you take 15-20 minutes of you actually doing it one day, and then you turn it over, and now your VA has all the steps that they need to be able to do those tasks for you.
Oh yeah. And you wake up one day and you're like, God, I forgot that I used to do that, and how much time that used to. Yeah.
So number 2, projects you've always wanted, those to-dos that always remain to-dos and never get checked off. So do you have any samples or examples of some projects you've?
Yeah. So I recently wanted to build a list of the Richardson Chamber of Commerce, out to their website. I went out to their website and I'm like, I'll go do this on my own. There was 450 to 500 different companies listed in the Richardson Chamber of Commerce. And I'm like, I'm never going to get this done. And not only did I want to build that list, but I wanted to send them an individual email to say, hey, special offer for people that are members of the Richardson. I didn't want to do the BCC or, just the big list and send it out to everybody. So I had my VA, when she had time, go to that Richardson Chamber of Commerce, look at the company name, get all of the information, email, contact name. And then I had her actually log into my email address. And one of the things that I do with my email address is, let's say Mike at 032 Outsourcing is mine, and then M. Obert at 032 Outsourcing is all the marketing stuff. So I can separate the two. It still appears like it's coming from me, but I know that Mike is actually coming from me and Mobert is actually coming from somebody else. So that allows me to kind of manage.
You showed your hand.
Kind of manage. I know. So
all your customers now know you.
If you're getting a Mobert, you know what you're getting now. But and then just that And then before they send it out, I'll go through the list and go like, hey, we've got Canyon Creek Insurance, or we have this other customer. So let's strike those. But the other 450, go ahead and send an email out. And here's the template, and start knocking that out. I mean, you can automate some of that stuff with whatever CRM you are, but this allowed me to either put them in my CRM or create this list and send the emails out. And you'll be surprised I was somewhat surprised of the response that I was getting of people that were interested. So
the response rate's going to go down now that they know Mobert is not you, though. That's an interesting trick, though, because we get that sometimes. I'm like, well, I don't want to give my email to people or access to my email. That's it. Right. Creating another email address is smart.
Yes,
definitely.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin.
So number 3, calendar. Every once in a while, you get a good one. Good nugget. Number 3, calendar management. How does your VA help you with calendar?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I like is I like to plan for the next day and kind of know what's coming up and just make sure that I've got everything ready for the next day. What time I need to get up, and if I'll have time to, when I need to get ready, if I need to get up earlier to get ready because I have an offsite meeting, or if because of my haircut, Kevin, I don't really sometimes get ready. But it helps with that of just what I've got the next day, of what I need to be prepared for, mentally getting ready for the next day, so that when I wake up, I'm not waking up new to what's going on, but what my day is kind of laid out within that email. What I do is I pin that email so that it goes to the top of my email address, and then after the day, and I get a new one, and I'll just pin the new one and unpin that one. But the way I have my VA doing it, it's all my Zoom links are within that email. I've got anywhere that I need to be, address are all in that email, so it's easily accessible for me, and I can click on those Zoom links, or I can click on my directions to get to the appointment that I need to get to. So it saves me a lot of time of trying to figure out what's next and what I've got coming up.
So your VA is basically going in and summarizing your calendar for the next day in an email and sending that to you, so you have it all in an email format, all the information you need at the end of the day for the upcoming day.
Yep, exactly.
Clever.
Yes.
Clever.
Been pretty helpful. Maybe you should.
Yeah, I bet. I actually am doing it the old-fashioned way, and started looking at my own calendar the night before, and it is helpful. But then the next day, I'm running around for details, so I may have to try that. Does your VA set appointments for you?
She can set appointments in two different ways. Sometimes it's, hey, just go into my email address and ask this person for an appointment at whatever time I have available on Wednesday afternoon, and then she'll look at my calendar. And then send an email out from my email address saying, hey, would you like to meet at 2:00 on Wednesday? And that seems to cut through the clutter, as opposed to, her name is Jenny, as opposed to Jenny reaching out and somebody goes, who the hell is Jenny? Where's Obert? If it comes directly from Mobert at 032 Outsourcing, people think it's actually me, when it is, but it's not.
Well, they did.
Yes.
Shout out Jenny.
Yes.
All right.
So
right on. Well, that's how you get 8 hours extra in a day and still work only 8 hours.
That's right.
Tasks that are repetitive, projects that you've always wanted done, and calendar management all can be taken over by a virtual assistant to help replicate you.
That's it. Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
See you next time.